Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yes, sir. Can everybody hear me on this one? Hippolyto, can you hear me on this? Are you still here? I don't know if you're still here. Not. Let's go. Go live, bro. Sir, go live. We're live. Okay, let's see here. What's up, everybody? Go camera. Let's go. Camera. Yes, sir. Cool. What's up, everybody? We're talking Bears today. So the biggest thing that happened is the Bears line. Let's talk about the Bears offensive line right now. Chicago Bears offensive line. We got these guys coming in right now, and it looks like there is a discrepancy right now. So Bears expected to make a major offensive line move versus the Rams today. So we'll see what happens here. But as of right now, people are saying that it's going to be not Braxton Jones or Theo Benedict. It's actually going to be um, who the heck is the guy's name? Let's see if I can bring this up real quick. Gonna go ahead and try to get this started here. Um, airdrop this to myself and see if we could check this out real quick. Yes, sir. So it looks like, yep, yeah. Boom, right there. Yes, sir. Cool, accept. Boom. Yep. All right, yeah. Yeah, so it looks like there is going to be, let's see here, add a source real quick. Let me just get a image in here real quick. Could go ahead and select this. Go ahead and see this real quick. So the Bears are playing the Rams tonight in a little bit. We'll see what happens. As far as the offensive line, though, there are a few adjustments. Trying to bring this up right now. We'll get to it in a second here. Cool. Here we go. So awesome. This is what we're talking about right now. The Bears have these guys all inactive right now. So Braxton Jones, Joan Tryon, Shayinka, Nick McLeod, Ruben Hippolyte II, and Jade Walker. Case Keenum, obviously. Yeah, I can't figure out the YouTube one sandwiches. This is my first time using a computer in the YouTube side. Good to see everybody in the chat right now. What do you think that the final score is going to be of this Rams Bears matchup? I think that obviously, look, I think the Bears are going to win, and that's what's up. But there's a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen right now. What is Matt Stafford's actual record in cold? So we're seeing two different things. We're seeing two different stories here. One, it looks like Matt Stafford's, 3-3, but then what is this? Like we see all these things around the league or around he's 1-9. He's 1-9. I put out something that he's 1-9. He's 1-8 right here. Like what exactly is he? Go over to Instagram right now. Blows in the snow. I think that that's maybe the best one that I've seen so far. I love this. Polymarket Sports is a good place to get some news from. But then I've also seen that Matt Stafford is 3-3. I will say that Bears fans really don't care. We'll take the 1-9 all day, and we'll take it actually 1-10 after today. Um, let's see here. The Bears are not the favorites in this game. Bears versus Rams. Going into it, let's go ahead and double click into this right now. This doesn't have the odds on there. But if you guys don't remember, last week the Rams barely squeaked by the Panthers. They squeaked by in a last 2 minute score. But if you remember, and I know all of you guys do, the Bears squeaked by last minute, just like the Rams did. That was absolute glory. I was living it up all week. And it's kind of a shame that it was against the Packers. The reason that I think that it was a shame that it was against the Packers is because I'm so sick of Packers fans thinking that we care about them. I don't care about Packers fans. It just happens to be the team that we. So, make of it what you will, but that's just what it was. The Packers were the team that was in our way. So, I don't think too much of it. I think that like if it was the Rams, we would be seeing Rams and Bears highlights all week. That's how I feel about that. I think that the Bears are going to come out on top on this. 49 over under points are 3.5 dogs right now. Thanks to my producer Sandwiches over there for that. Yeah, that's huge. Walker is a healthy scratch, I believe, again. Yeah, so we've got this right here. Uh, these are the guys that will not be playing today. Now, I don't know what's going on with Braxton Jones. I'm so confused about this Braxton Jones narrative because last night, Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune comes out with this report that the Bears are going to be making a change at left tackle here. Oh, of course, man. I'm not going to buy this. So, yeah, the right here, we'll just look at this. Chicago Bears plan to protect Caleb Williams versus LA Rams. Front could have all pro at left tackle. Why Jade out? That's a great point. Here's what I'm thinking about that. We got Rome Odunze back. Rome will be playing tonight. We don't have Jade Walker in there because he's taking up a spot. Right now, we did elevate a fourth tight end to the roster. So that could be what, the issue is. That's why Jade's out. I think I think Braxton Jones is on his way out. Yeah, Braxton Jones should be on his way out. I think that look, he had an ankle injury. He never really caught his footing, no pun intended there. And we just got to move off of him. That's what it is. I'd rather Walker than Zacchaeus. Yeah, and unfortunately, what the reports are about that is that Zacchaeus knows how to play every single role. And whether as a fan, you sit back there and you watch these games and you think, well, everybody knows everything. And it's just not the case. Zacchaeus does have a lot of playoff experience. He's also got a lot of route experience. And that's something that you don't get from the rookies. When you have a rookie that is in there, sometimes they could fumble the play calls. Um, yeah, we don't care who's out, but you know what? I'm not. This isn't like an excuse platform. This is kind of a news platform to let people know. Uh, I think that's a dumb news. Komet and Loveland are really good, and Smythe is not bad. No, yeah. So I think the deal with this is that Cole Komet and Colston Loveland are going to be with the Bears until Cole Komet's contract is up, and I believe that Colston Loveland will be with the Bears for 10 more years. But I think what happens here is that there's a lot of plays that are going on. Also, the fourth tight end that we just brought up. Um, is going to he's going to go over and play special teams a lot of times. So that's where that comes from. Just protect Caleb, and we are going to be just fine. Yes, we'll be just fine. Yeah, Stafford throws at least one pick. That's what I'm taking. I think that Stafford will throw, yeah, at least one pick. I mean, is anybody watching the Texans game right now? This game is an absolute bloodbath over there. Um, it's just a defensive matchup. Go ahead and talk over here. So yeah, the Bears will be taking on the Rams after this game in Houston. So you can see right here, the Bears are not favored. It's 61.3 to 38.7. Bears are the dog by 3.5 between each team turnover after turnover. Um, Texans look like a comeback, but getting whoops now. Yeah. Yeah, when they came out of halftime, it looked legit. Um, so yeah, I here we go. We got the odds right there. It looks like the Bears are not the favorites, but everybody is picking the Bears to win this game. I think that the Bears got this game. I mean, Ben Johnson has been practicing without heaters for the majority of the season. I love that that story just came out, but that storyline has been out for since it got cold, since the Eagles. I think that was the first time that we heard about that. And we really didn't know like the effect of that, but as it gets colder and colder, players are coming out now and saying that we were initially complaining. Kevin Byard came out and said that they were complaining. But as things have gone on, they start to realize, like, oh, wow, we are getting the competitive edge here. Obviously, there's no competitive edge against the Packers other than we're just a better team than the Packers. But that is what it is. That's where it starts and finishes. Green Bay sucks. Yes, Green Bay sucks. Case Keenum helped a lot talking to Caleb on the bench in the locker room. Yeah, I think that that's a very underrated thing is having a journeyman quarterback come in and talk to your players and really teach them just to be a human in the league. Um, yeah, man, I do not like all the talk about Indiana or um, the Burbs. Obviously, we're seeing like the effect that no roof is having. And I think that if you have no roof, you have an advantage. The Rams have been telling the Bears to put a roof on their building since the 80s. So, yeah, man, that's tough. Um, so the Bears will be playing. Rome will be in. Let's go ahead if we could see any Bears injury reports coming out. Right now, yeah, here we go. That's 2 days ago. Boom, right here, PFSN. Let's see if we could stay on this. NFL inactive. Matthew Stafford and Roma Dunze will both be starting in this game. That wasn't a surprise. I mean, yeah. Well, sandwiches, that's a good point. CJ Gardner Johnson getting majority of the snaps. They're playing two different nickel. Yeah, so it really depends. You muted yourself. Yeah, thanks. I know it just disconnected and reconnected. Are we good? Can you guys hear me? I think you guys can hear me now. Um, but yeah, I do think that perfect. Bears have the momentum right now. They're the underdog. We've been the underdog for the whole season. It just doesn't get different. This will be the first time the Bears haven't really ran the ball in a while. So let's go back to it. I always like to kind of like check in to see where where the Bears are at and stuff like that. Like where was our majority of, power coming from? You see in the Lions game all the way back here, we really didn't run the ball too much. So we had 52 total plays. That's phenomenal. Again, you want it in that 70 number range. But yeah, look, we only had 65 yards in this game. I mean, breaking it down further, Caleb only threw for 212. I think that this game was our trap game. Um, I think that the Detroit Lions game, nobody really cared about that game coming in. And I know that that might be like me kind of selling it a little bit, and saying that it was BS. But check out this game last week. We really didn't run the ball. We abandoned the run pretty fast, 93 yards. That's not what the Bears do. The Bears average 140 yards on the ground. Cope, it is a cope, but we won. We won in the playoffs, so we're still in the playoffs. Um, yeah. Are you going to stream the game? I will not be streaming the game. Rams got punched in the mouth by the Panthers and were rattled. Yeah, I think that, well, the Rams came out hot. The Rams and the Bears are two completely different teams because the Rams come out hot and the Bears don't come out till the second half. That's just what it is. I mean, the LA Rams came out thumping right away. And you know, the Bears just kind of just hang out. They're like, yeah, we'll see, we'll see what happens. We'll take it as it comes to us. You know, kind of chill on that. Bo Nix is out for the rest of the season. I'm not gonna crush old styles tonight. No, I got a liquid IV here. Got to stay right for. Yeah, if the Bears could score on the first drive, that's going to be huge. I think the Bears coming out and scoring right away is the move. Obviously, we've been saying that, right? We've been saying that the Bears need a hot start, and it is what it is. The Bears get a hot start, they don't get a hot start. Caleb is very much a momentum quarterback. Once the momentum starts going, then he starts playing. And that's the thing, too. I think the rarest thing about Caleb is he's a momentum quarterback. When the momentum starts going, he starts going. Whether the momentum's going his way or against him, there's just momentum, and he loves that. He plays into that. Um, yeah, and Freddie, that's a good point, too. The bigger thing that I think about is, do you guys remember that Matthew Stafford could barely walk in the offseason? Matthew Stafford, like, was barely able to walk in the offseason. I'm an older guy. I'm Matthew Stafford's age. I'm not saying that I'm an athlete, but I've hurt my back before. I wake up in the winter and my back hurts. I don't know how Matt Stafford's doing it. I don't know if he's taking medicine, like during these games. I mean, Kyle Shanahan calls out Sam Darnold for taking painkillers during the game. Oh yeah, he's doped up as hell. Like I mean, I think that was a bad job for Kyle Shanahan. Like I think that's poor form. I think what Ben Johnson does, showing that he doesn't really like Matthew LaFleur. That's great for the game. That's entertainment, baby. That's like what we grew up on. That's 20 years ago. Like we haven't seen that kind of hate in years, and I'm here for it. I think that Ben Johnson is great for the sport. Maybe he's bringing some snow of his own to Chicago. Yeah, win, lose, they booze. That's what's going to happen. Matt Stafford's an LA boy now. Um, yeah, I don't think that, people, I think that people making like downplaying the snow and the elements is kind of wild. Like it's freezing here right now. Final weather report, Bears Wire, talking about it a little bit. Here we go, right here. We got 19 degrees at kickoff, -2 degrees Phil. So I live 4 miles from the stadium, and it's 19 degrees where we're at. It's snowing right now, and it feels like 11. So that is warmer than I thought it was going to be. I want to know what's happening to the damn line. Yeah, the damn line is moving back and forth right now. Um, oh, the offensive line. Okay, I thought, people talking about snow, people talking about the score line, the offensive line. Yeah, that's really where the question is. Um, I've got a friend right now. I don't know if he's watching, but he's at the game right now, and he picked up one of the fourth phase um, hankies for me. So we got that coming back home. So we'll have that next time you guys see it live. It's a good, better, best one. Um, but yeah, if you're out at that game right now and you're watching, that's phenomenal. I appreciate everybody watching. Yeah, if anybody is at the game right now, hit us back. Let us know what the weather's like out there. 19 degrees at kickoff, -2 degrees is the real feel, 18 to 21 miles per hour. I don't know if anybody's ever been on the field at Soldier Field or like in the lower bowl of the field, but that wind is crazy. I know that the Rams kicker is a stud, but I think that that's a real thing that, McManus had to deal with last weekend, and he looked like shit. He missed 3 field goals. That's 7 points. It would have been a different game, and we would have had to, maneuver differently. Booker gonna be gunning for Stafford. One hit, he's down. That's exactly what I was thinking about. I don't think that anybody talked about that. Booker was fined. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Booker caught a fine for the hit on Love. He was just fined last night for the hit on Love. Uh, Another Austin Booker hit on Jordan Love draws biggest Bears fine. This was like $48,000. That is hilarious. I mean, it's crazy how good Austin Booker is against. Let's see if we can see this. It's crazy how good Austin Booker is against Jordan Love. Damn. I mean, when we saw that, we're just happy it happened. There you go. The problem is he's 6'6". He got fined. He got fined 28 or $48,000. People are talking about, is JJ Watt going to cover that fine? I mean, this is he just jacks him up. And I don't think that he doesn't even touch the lineman on that. He just goes right past him and he gets in there. I mean, that's kind of hilarious. But we'll see kind of what happens. Scrolling through TikTok on here, or I'm sorry, this is Twitter, at BearsBuddy Shy. I don't really post on there, but kind of, just watch a lot of content on there. Let's see, anything else happening with this right now? These two hands. Here we got Caleb Williams. Caleb down there, everything's looking good. There we go. We got Courtney Cronin reporting for us. Bears divisional. I mean, that was a pretty good statistic right there. Let's see here. Colin Cowherd reporting on it. We do have the Chicago Bears here. Going through this. Okay, Kyle Long out on the field. That's pretty cool for us. Let's see here. Bear weather, baby. And he has got great hands. DeAndre Swift's got great hands. In the mix right now. Let's see if we could go into. Let's see if there's any reports from Courtney Cronin about the. So the inactives right now are left tackle Braxton Jones, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, Nick McLeod, Ruben Hippolyte, and Jade Walker, Case Keenum. That's another rookie is Ruben Hippolyte. I don't know what's going on with him right now. Is he really that hurt or is he just not coming back? That's a question that I'd really love to know the answer to. Kyle Long looks like Matt Nagy, right? That is true. I wonder if Kyle Long would ever get into coaching. He seems like he's a very knowledgeable dude. All right, cool. So we got this right here, sir. We got kickoff it should start at 5:30. Let's see here. So right now, let's see here. It's snowing down there. Yeah, we got a lot of people on. We had a lot of celebrities last week. What's the one celebrity that you were the most? It is snowing on the field right now. We could see Caleb Williams was down there practicing in the snow. It was pretty gnarly. Um, let's see. Roma Dunze will be back out there. I haven't seen a picture of Roma Dunze yet, so if anybody has that, let me know. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and go back to ESPN real quick and check out what's going on there. Man, Texans really, really sat on it. That's what you say, right? The Texans really sat on it. So yeah, the Bears coming out are underdogs, 3.5. I think that, the parlay that you want to look at is Colston Loveland over 40, right? Caleb Williams for at least um, Caleb Williams for at least 200. Take his over, whatever that's going to be. Um, then outside of that, I think that, yeah, I don't think that Matthew Stafford's going to throw for a lot. I do think that this will be a running game. Blake Corum right there. That's Colston Loveland's old teammate from Michigan. They won a national championship together. Swift 125 all purpose. I think that that's a good number. I think that, yeah, Colston Loveland at 50. I think that he gets at least, like the receptions over that, the Colston Loveland is they got him at, you know, 5.5. I think that that's reasonable right there. I think that Puka Nakua, we'll see if Puka Nakua goes off. That's probably the biggest threat factor for the Bears in the secondary. Although Nick McLeod is out for the game, so he's the one that typically gets torched on those routes. I don't want to say that that's like the worst thing, but we'll see. Yeah, Devontae Adams, that's a great point. David, great to see you in the chat, man. I'm 14 miles. Parsley, thanks for the note. 14 miles from Soldier Field. We appreciate that. Yeah, it is pretty snowy out there. 40 yards plus at least for who? Who we talking about? Um, Puka Nakua, his line is like around 100, over 100. I think that's a tough one to go with, you know? Like, I think that if you're looking at something, I think that rushing, like, I do think that DeAndre Swift is getting 50. I do think that Kyle Monunga is getting 30. I do think that Caleb Williams is going over 212. I do think that Colston Loveland's probably going over the 5.5 receptions. Yes. Okay, here we go. Courtney Cronin. Let's go back to Courtney Cronin. She just came out with something right now. Let's see what the news is on her. This will also be fun. I would love to do this during draft night with everybody. Whoever wants to be doing this with draft night. All right, this is the biggest news that we're seeing right now. This is kind of crazy. This is huge news. Left tackle is Joe Tooney. Then it's Jordan McFadden. Then it's Drew Dowman. Then Jonah Jackson and Darnell Wright. You have 2 all pros on that team, on that line right there. But I do want to let you guys know, like, who are we looking at in McFadden? So the thing about this is that this kind of blows my mind because Theo Benedict is really good at the run. He would be our left tackle, right? When they move Joe Tooney over to left tackle and then bring McFadden in to left guard, that raises a bunch of questions like, does Ben Johnson just want to throw the ball? So that's where your mind should go immediately. Ben Johnson's leaning into the pass. So, you know, if I was a betting man, I would say that, yeah, we're probably going to be looking at more throws there. So it is like you want to look at like how many throws is Caleb going to go for? You know, like that's something that you want to look into. Right now, it's like his over under is about 30 pass attempts. You know, so like that's something to like keep your eye on. Um, I think that yeah, this is a really big deal. So let's go ahead and look into Jordan McFadden, who will be getting the start right now. And by the way, I just want to say that I really appreciate everybody being on the live. You guys have been phenomenal all season. I'm not saying that the season's over. I think it's far from over, but I really appreciate all you guys do, and you guys make it fun to do this stuff. Okay, so let's talk about Jordan McFadden. So if you're just coming in, Jordan McFadden is getting the start. This is his first start. He's had 2 offensive snaps played. That's it. So that's a little concerning. I'm not saying that I'm like extremely concerned about this play call because we have Dan Rochard, and Dan Rochard came in and reinvented this line. And if you've been a Bears fan for a while, you know that the Bears line was dog shit last season. Dan Rochard comes in. He was the offensive line coach for Sean Payton. He was the offensive line coach for Dennis Allen at the Saints. He was the offensive line coach when Drew Brees was the quarterback for the Saints. So he's a really good offensive line coach. He goes to Tulane. He retires. Ben Johnson gives him a call and says, "Will you be my offensive line coach?" He says, "I would love to be because I need to win a Super Bowl." So he comes in, and now he's our offensive line coach, right? Do need to sign him for an extended period of time. He's a 65-year-old man. He's great. But again, it was his call to put up Jordan McFadden. So we'll see if Jordan McFadden, if this play call actually pans out. what we're looking at right here, we had, Jordan McFadden comes from Clemson Tigers. He was on the Los Angeles Chargers. He got dropped from the Chargers, and now he comes over to the Bears 2025. So Jordan McFadden, something else about him, he was cut from the team before the start of the season. Jordan McFadden was cut from the team, and then he was brought back up on December 3rd, I believe. And I forget what game that was. But then he's been on the active roster since. So Jordan McFadden has been working up to this point. And it's just kind of cool to like retrospectively go back and look at some of the moves that this team was doing because Ben Johnson the whole time believed that we were going to be a Super Bowl team. That to me is one of the craziest points is that it's like, okay, man, this guy really, really knew what he was doing and he was intentional, and call him crazy, call him whatever you want to, but he knew where we were going. All right, and look at this is basically your starting line down here. You got Joe Tooney, left tackle. You got Darnell Wright, right tackle, second team All Pro. You got Drew Dalman at center. Braxton Jones, I don't even think he's going to get a snap this whole game, honestly. Um, and then you also have who are we missing here? Jonah Jackson will be your right guard. So this is going to be awesome. I mean, he played a lot of the playoffs at left tackle. I don't know if you guys saw that recent post that I did about Joe Tooney. Well, I've done a couple Joe Tooney posts, and they've all done kind of well. They've got some views. But the biggest one here is that he was left tackle in the playoffs last year. So, I mean, that's pretty freaking huge. I mean, this guy's an absolute dog. I don't know if we'll be here, if we were here without him. They'll run a lot of 12 personnel, help to chip. Sandwiches, great point. Also, 13 personnel. They're going to be running a lot of that 13 personnel. That's why they brought up the fourth, um, the fourth tight end. So that's like actually pretty damn big news right here. I'd say this is pretty big news. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty big news. Yep, that's pretty big news. Okay, cool. Let's see what Courtney Cronin is saying over here. She says snow is really coming down at Soldier Field. Couple of minutes out from player introductions and the national anthem. Look, if you guys got to jump off, I will not be streaming the game tonight. I will be watching it with the family. I'll be chilling out. But yeah, if you guys seeing the amount of fourth quarter comebacks, yeah, right. And that's a great point, TJ, because yeah, I was watching that Packers game and thinking, who cares? Like, who cares? I had a lot of people in my comments. I wish I could show you guys how many people were in the comments on my posts, just being like, "You're an idiot." 21-3, halftime. You lost. Micah Parsons tweets out, "This is a fourth quarter team. We got to kill them now. We got to stomp them out." And I was like, I have complete faith in this team. I have complete faith in this team since the first time that we came back against the Raiders. That's not how a Bears team wins. Bears teams don't win like that. And the fact that we came back, uh, yeah, man, it was awesome. It was crazy, but you know, Bears fan base is phenomenal, and you guys always show out and show up. And obviously, you guys are here in the live, so you guys know what's up. Um, yeah, we're about 20 minutes away. National anthem's coming up right here in a little bit. I'm not showing the game, so if you guys got to hop, be responsible today. Have fun. If you guys aren't in Chicago, stay warm. Let's take it home. See you after the game. Yes, TJ, appreciate it. Um, yeah, man, this is going to be fun. Bears really, really been playing well here. So, yeah, I think that we all know it, right? Keys to success. Bears start fast. Bears get in quick. Bears get a first touchdown on the first drive, end of game. Like if we do that stuff, how involved is DJ Moore today? I don't think that DJ Moore is going to be one of those players that's like an obvious, you know what I'm saying, intentionally. Oh, but if you are asking me intentionally about an over under on DJ, let's bring it up real quick on that. Let's see what they're giving. Based off of DraftKings, they are giving DJ Moore. Bro, if you've got DraftKings, I would say take DJ Moore's line because I don't think that DJ Moore is going to be hit up all day. I do believe that DJ Moore will get five targets at least. I think he might get a run or two, and I think that he's going to have a good game. Like at the end of the day, he'll have a good game. Might even pop off for a touchdown, but I would not take that touchdown. I think that I think that DJ Moore, I think Luther Burden, I think that all these guys are going to potentially do their little thing. They got like Roma Dunze only at 37. They got Luther Burden at 40. They got DJ Moore at 25. I think that all those actually happen. You know what I mean? Like I'd kind of be shocked if they didn't happen, like frankly. I got over 27 and a half. Yeah, I think that that's smart. I think that that's the one to do it. Uh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Now everybody's giving him their flowers. Yeah, I think that. Let's see what else we got here. So yeah, you got Roma Dunze. They got Roma Dunze's receptions kind of high. I think that all these guys do get like 3 receptions though, right? Like I think that's legit. You know, I think 48. Oh, I'm going over that. I don't know how this game's going to go, but I do think the number that we always see, the number we always see from this Bears team is 31. 31 is the number that we always see from this Bears team. Yeah. 31 is the number that we always get from this Bears team. Like, yeah, 31. I said it. I called the score last week. I didn't know how that was going to work out, but I got the score last week. I do think that the Bears are probably, I mean, this might be 31-34. I could see that happening clear as day. I'd say Bears 34, Rams 31. That's it. That's what I'll say. Bears 34, Rams 31. If you're watching, Bears 34, Rams 31. I think that that's how it's going to go. I was thinking under, but I'm taking over now. Very well could be under, but I just don't think. I don't think that that's. Rome is playing. Yep. Yeah, I feel like that could be something realistic. Yeah, I think that it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a close game when it's all said and done. But I think that things are looking good right now. I'm excited. I'm excited to see them. Uh, yeah, get it going here. Let's see here. Yeah, snow's really coming down. They haven't done anything yet. Nobody's coming out of the tunnel yet. We do have. I always like to check the Bears channel though. Yeah, see, Common's back out there. Here's Kevin Byard giving the speech. Grady Jarrett, man, looking good out there. I mean, he's really contributing to the team right now. Grady Jarrett's really been a stud for the team. He's really been coming along here. Got Tremaine Edmonds right there. Dude's really holding it down. We got, who is this? Who is this guy? Yes, sir. All right. Okay. That's my call. Well, thank you guys so much for joining the live. If you're not following, please follow. And I will see you guys after the game. I appreciate you guys. I'll give you guys my rundown. Yeah, if you're not following, please hit the